Welcome to Tea with Tori. I'm your host, Tori, and today the tea is hot.
All right, bitch.
See, that's why
You
I said
better bring it fucking down.
Oh,
hell no.
Welcome to Tea with Tori. I'm your host, Tori, and today I have, of course, now. That's my brother leaving the house.
He said, zoom, zoom, motherfucker.
Zoom, zoom, motherfucker. Clearly, we are late for my mom's birthday brunch because we started this late, but we don't give a fuck. No, we do give a fuck.
give a fuck.
I give a fuck, but we're here to give you the tea, so that's what's important. That is the important thing. Today I have a beautiful guest with me. You want to tell them who you are?
What's up, homies? I am Kyra Green, her older sister. Growing up with Tori and having her as a little sister has been a lot. She's a lot to deal with. And she's just, as you see, a lot of energy. I've always been very sophisticated. And I just had this crazy ass little sister running around. It's crazy. She even kind of has a drinking problem. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh. Fancy. So if anyone thinks that she's being serious, she's actually my little sister. She actually has the drinking problem. So
no, you didn't, bitch.
All you have to do is watch any episode of anything that she's on.
I actually don't even get drunk on TV, so
no, they're not allowed to.
I mean, some people finagle it and like
but
make
you
it
didn't.
Happen. I'll get like a little tipsy. I don't trust
buzz.
myself because as we know.
Yes, with my drinking problem, it's really
she has a bad drinking problem. She's crazy. Would call me in the middle of the night just being like, I don't know where I am. You got to send a car, like find me, GPS my phone. I'm lost.
These are the things that she really put me through. Like actually in life, this is what she has put me through. But today, first of all, I'm going to have you swear.
Oh my God. What is this?
Swear in the spell book.
Swear
that
what?
you will only tell the truth and nothing but the truth today.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. Say, I swear.
I swear.
To only tell the truth today.
To only tell the truth today.
Perfect. Thank you. So today, I feel like this is a topic you might be able to talk maybe a slight bit about, maybe a lot about.
What's that?
But I feel like you should kind of give a step-by-step explanation of how you came out and how you feel like people that are feeling nervous about potentially coming out to their friends or their family, how they should go about it.
Am I talking to my gay bitches?
You're talking to all the gay bitches.
All the gay bitches and supporters of gay bitches.
If you guys do not know, Kyra is, what do you define yourself as currently?
I mean, I usually say bisexual because that's more digestible.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, the right word
it's
for
like the
people?
simplification.
Yeah, but at the same time, you get into like the whole world of like, why do I define myself? Like sometimes I'm fluid because I don't care what's down there. Some people use the word pansexual because I guess bisexual is like guy or girl. Pan is anything, and I would date a trans person, or I really don't care if you're an alien and you make my shit go and we have a connection. Like I don't care,
So when did you first realize like I'm not textbook, have a crush on a boy in middle school, and that's the whole thing that life has planned out for me? When did you realize like I'm into more than just the opposite sex?
I think when you started having friends over and I wasn't really fucking with the dudes and I was like, these are some pretty ass girls. Like, can I hang out with y'all?
You really would.
Literally. And I mean, most of my childhood crushes, like my first one was my English teacher in I think 4th grade. Her name was Allison. And like at that age, this sounds perverted. This sounds perverted, but like at that age, like, you would like sit on your teacher's lap sometimes and like they'd read you books and like shit like that. And maybe this is like TMI, but like I already at that age was like, I like this. Like, read me another story, mamacita. Like,
see, I feel like the only reason why people might be like, oh my God, is because it was your teacher. But if you were just like, oh, and I was like young, I would like sit like next to a boy in class and I would be like, oh my God, like that's so normalized.
Yeah, no, I always thought I was like antisocial because I didn't have like many girlfriends, or I usually had like one or two, but it's because like it's the same reason why like guys when they're straight and into girls like don't have many girlfriends because they're like so nervous around them. And I was always like, am I really antisocial and having that many issues like talking to this girl? No, I'm just like attracted to this girl, and I'm like at that young age confused because I'm like, why am I looking at like how her hair is hitting her face or like her lips right now, or like, oh my god, her eyes are so pretty, or like, you know, when her hair brushes against me and shit like that. So I was just like confused and like trying to place those feelings. And I also feel like on shows and shit like that, like it sounds, you know, not the best, and it wasn't great representation, but it was like the gay girl was always like super macho and like super like, you know,
very
the typical stereotype
types lesbian.
Yeah. So as time has gone on too, of like me coming out and being more and more open, I got a lot of backlash because I was like the first girl to come out in 8th grade. Yeah, right before high school. And I just remember people like over sexualizing it. The guys that I was doing it for attention, they would be like, oh, you don't look like you're gay. You know, like,
well, that's
you're
very
lying.
society. Like, I even think about, there's a episode of How I Met Your Mother where one of the characters is trying to get her man to be more into her and her friend like dance together and like act like they're into each other. So like, oh, like your husband will be more into you if you like do this for him. And I'm like, okay, wait, but you're basically faking lesbianism to get your husband into you, which is the stereotype that nobody should be perpetuating anymore.
Hey, I mean, if you're having a good old time, like, I don't even care about that. If you're like up on some girl because your man likes it, the girl is aware.
Yeah.
Because I have been on the other side too, where like girls have my first girlfriend, if you can call it, because it was fucking middle school once again, and she was like the girl that every guy wanted, and I was like, fuck this. You okay?
I drank the water too fast.
Okay. I was like, fuck this. Like, I just came out. I'm going to see if I can bag the baddest bitch, like, in school. And she was, like, straight up my type, you know, like, the sandy-ish hair, all of these skin. Like, I was just, you know, voluptuous.
Into it.
I was into it. And she said yes. But I remember she, like, wouldn't kiss me. She actually just hit me up the other day. She's engaged or someone engaged. Yeah, I'm not going to say her name, but, you know.
I know.
Yeah, and she literally was like, yeah, okay, cool, like, I'll be your girlfriend. So I'm like, fuck yeah. Pimp daddy.
I did it.
I bagged the hottest bitch in school, like, suck it, boys. And then she, like, literally wouldn't, she would sit on my lap and she would, like, kiss me and stuff and, like, hug me and, like, whatever. And just, like, when we were in front of other people. Mm-hmm. So, like, after school, it was hard to really hang out with her. She was busy, or, like, it just felt like friends. And only during school did I feel like she was all up on me, and it was usually when like the boys were around. Jupiter's scratching somewhere.
Oh, I know.
So yeah, no, it was just fucked up. But then on the other end, you have like people who over sexualize it, and like my first girlfriend, head over heels in love with each other. Not my first girlfriend, but like my first love, actual more adult but not adult relationships, still teenagers and angsty and crazy little bitches, but like we would always be like sexualized when we went out to dinner. Like we were always very touchy because we loved each other. Mm-hmm. But then we would see like dudes like staring from the bar, or like just being creepy. Yeah. To the point that me and her were like, we don't even feel like we could be like touchy and lovey-dovey because people
were sexualizing it.
We're sexualizing it, or gross enough like even getting off on it and watching us like in our very natural like
I remember you guys, like, guys would approach you and be like, oh, can I join? And just, like, weird shit like that. And you're like, bro, imagine if, like, I was a guy and this was my girlfriend and you walked up to us like, hey, can I join? Like, no, that's so weird. And I feel like guys in their head, they think about, like, if I was out with my girlfriend and a hot girl walked up and they were like, yo, can I join? Yeah. They'd be so excited.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, no, that's not the way that everything works, though.
Yeah. It's gross. So, like, there's different sides of it. But I think, like, more and more as time goes on, people are learning there isn't a certain look of being, you know, wherever you are in the spectrum. Because I also, you know, labels are great because people get upset about things that they don't understand. That's why labels have been created, you know? So it's good in that way, like I said, so that it's like digestible and you know what's going on. But at the same time, like everyone is somewhere on the spectrum, and like to put yourself in one category. Yeah, I was in so much turmoil too growing up because I was like mad as fuck.
So mad.
I was in so much turmoil growing up because I was like, am I gay? Because even especially like I liked more women than men. They're just beautiful.
Oh my God.
They're not happy.
And we have returned. Sorry, my dogs were being insane. And they were barking through the episode, so now they're not. But Okay, so
You're loud just now. Sorry.
going back in, when did you feel like, who was the first person that you told that you were not straight? Because I'm not going to say like that you were gay or that you were lesbian or whatever, or bisexual, like that you were not straight.
Papa. Yeah.
Shocker, my bisexual father.
And I still, because more, not that I was like unhappy with who I was. Well, in a way I was, because I was like, I didn't really feel like there were many people that I could relate to. So I'm like, where do I make sense and fit? And I think in ways too, I was in that spot of, am I gay? Mm-hmm. You know, like I still say I'm gay. Like if you're on the spectrum, I call myself gay. I hate people too that are like, you can't call yourself gay unless you're into one sex, you know, or whatever.
I feel like gay is like the overarching, like, you are the rainbow, you are queer, like you are gay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, but I thought I was just maybe attracted to women because I don't know, like people become more and more accepting as time goes on. And I found that I am not, you know, but also that I am attracted to men too, is pretty much what I'm saying. Because I was also really turned off because I mostly dated girls in my teen years, and a lot of the creepier men would come to the front of being gross about it. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to get as far away from you as freaking, oh no.
Not the AirPods.
Oh no. No, but I would be like, I want to get away from you, like so fucking far away from you because you guys are all gross. But no, as time has gone on, I've realized more and more, and like certain men that I'm into are very metro, very much like not masculine men. Like if I'm into a guy, he is pretty much feminine energy. He just has a wee-wee.
So you would date a bisexual man?
Oh yeah. But also that was growth too. Like I actually was in talks with a guy like around my teenage years that he kind of got vulnerable with me and like opened up, and I felt weird about it at first. And now I feel so bad about that because it's a double standard for men that I, even being in the gay community, had to check myself and be like, why are you being weird about this?
Because I've even heard like other women that identify as lesbians in my life be like, oh, I could never date a bisexual guy. And I'm like, do you know how like persecuted you are? Do you know how like...
Yeah, and that's where it's fucked up. It's so many double standards. You know, I'm not going to lie. Being a bisexual woman, fluid woman, whatever you want to call me, even though I've had my internal struggles of like figuring out who I am, and that's like a scary ass journey to be on. But it was pretty okay. You know, like I wasn't bullied. Maybe I was told you don't look gay, you know, but I definitely wasn't bullied. I wasn't fucked with. I wasn't, you know, told that I'm disgusting. And the sad part about it is,
it was like, oh, that's hot.
Literally. Also, you know, being a very spiritual family, like, yeah, daddy is Christian, mommy Jewish, you know, but like very accepting. So I definitely had a very loving, open armed, you know, acceptance. But when you look at the other side of it, of men who are either gay, bisexual, fluid, just not completely straight men, yeah, they're so targeted and just looked at in a very different way. And it's much harder. Like you see so many bisexual women now, honestly, I mean, even like back in the day, because it's hot. Yeah. You know, girl on girl action has always kind of been like, yeah, like let's go.
Well, you have straight guys that like even say that they watch like lesbian porn.
Yeah.
So I've like
watched guy on guy porn, but that's where
that's so not admitted.
Yeah.
Like who really, even if you are gay, who even admits that they watch that?
Yeah. I'm like, should I have just
That's
said
what I'm
that?
saying. Like you could literally have a room of like 6th grade boys and say who's watched lesbian porn, and almost all of them will put their hands up. If you say who's watched 2 guys, no one would. And even if they had, they're not putting their hand up because of what their peers would think about them.
The one moment where I feel like, because we were still, living at home with our family, so it wasn't super, super long ago, but it wasn't like recent either, where in Glee, there was the guy on guy kiss. And I remember there had already been the blonde bitch and the girl that's like my skin tone.
Yeah.
Like their little thing. Everyone fucking loved it. I was like, yes.
Thank God.
These bitches are so hot and they're making out on screen, and like they also have feelings because it
Yeah.
wasn't just shown in a sexual way. So that was a plus for like the girl on girl side of it. But then you have these two guys who are adorable, who are very much so in love. And I just remember people being so upset about that. Like so upset
I
about
do too.
that.
I remember people are upset anytime anything that was completely straight before is now, oh my God, there's someone gay. Oh, now there's someone black. There's a Hispanic person. Like anytime I feel like we push the needle forward with race or with religion or with like sexual preference, there's always people that push back because it's not the status quo and it's not what is expected and it's not what
No, and
society told you to do.
And they're uncomfortable with the unknown or things that they don't understand. And that is the beautiful thing about, you know, a new generation. For us,
Evolution.
we change things. There's even a younger generation of like our little cousins who, as much as I fucking hate TikTok, I'm sorry, I hate TikTok, but you know,
I've
on
been
TikTok,
growing a little bit more accepting with TikTok. Slowly.
I hate it. Baby steps. I hate it. But no, like on TikTok, I'm seeing like guys, like all these girls are into these guys who are like painting their nails and like all this different shit. And I would think I'm an very accepting person, especially these days. But like I remember my dad came into my classroom one time. He had painted nails and I got so upset because number one, I didn't want to be judged. Or like I had secondhand embarrassment in a way because I was like, daddies don't do that. Boys don't do that. And no boy in school, like even our brother used to get bullied for being in like skinny jeans and painting his nails and like being into music instead of sports. And now that's like what's in. Like the guys with the hair, the painted nails and
Fashion
and fucking like crop tops. Like I've seen dudes in fucking crop tops on TikTok and like all these like girls are, I fucking hate this thing. Sorry.
Stick it further in your ear. You might have it on the wrong side.
Do you just want me to stick
Flip
it
the
further?
sides. Flip the earbuds.
You think it's on the wrong side?
100% it was.
Yeah, that's better.
It's
still
like,
gonna
what
fall
the fuck
out.
is wrong with this?
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
It's not gonna fall out.
Yeah. So now you see that shit and it's just like girls are literally into these dudes that are so have feminine qualities to themselves. But then again, it's so fucked up. Like what is feminine? What is masculine? Like I love that everything is just turning into like a morph of nothing in a way of like boundaries and lines and you can just be whatever you want. And I think that is a big thing like that this newest generation and TikTok in a way, you know, is doing.
Is pushing.
Yeah.
So can you tell us the story of how you came out?
Yeah, so I remember I want to say it was like 8th grade. And I remember coming home and I was like sitting on the table and daddy was sitting on the couch and I was just like, let me just say it, you know? And at that point I, you know, told him, I was like, listen, I think I'm gay. Tears running down my face, like so upset, so uncomfortable. And that's even why like I gave it to people because my parents are so accepting. And even still in that moment, I don't know if it's like history or what's just in our bones. I felt grossed out by myself.
Yeah.
And I felt like I didn't really understand what exactly that meant, if that was going to like change my life trajectory, if I should just keep it to myself, like all of that different stuff. So coming out to like family around that time and still I was very, honestly up until like probably this past year, very confused because then coming out on, you know, like live television to everyone with Love Island was then a new thing because I was telling everyone and I was kind of scared of like the backlash from that. But once again, like in ways this world is beautiful, like no one really gave me shit.
Well, yeah, you pulled up on episode 1 telling Eamon like, well, my first relationship was a girl.
Yeah.
He's like, so you're gay? You're like, no.
But then that freaked me out because, you know, he jumped up and was like,
Oh my God.
yeah, and that's not necessarily like everyone reacts in their own way, but I was like, oh shit, like is
Should
it
I have
that big
done
of a
that?
deal? Like it just shouldn't be looked at as that big of a deal. Like the best way, you know, this is advice if you have a friend that comes out to you or something like that, is not to react aggressively or like whether it's good or bad, just a lot of energy can freak them the fuck out. Like the best answer is I still love you, nothing has changed, like because nothing has changed.
Yeah.
You don't have someone being like, listen, I think I'm straight, and then you're like, oh my God, you are this completely different person and I don't know if we can be friends anymore, homie. Like no.
Could you imagine? There's this short film that I saw on YouTube. I think one of our teachers played it. I think it was Miss Faye.
Get closer to your mic, babes.
Miss Faye in freaking high school. You remember Miss Faye?
Yes, gay
So
ass bitch,
she
yes.
played this short film for us where it starts off with this little girl and this little boy like liking each other, and you're like, oh, this is so cute, like a story of a little boy and a little girl liking each other. Then slowly it gets more into it, and you realize like everyone is gay in it, except the little boy and the little girl.
Yeah.
So they're trying to be together, like people are throwing rocks at them, like their families are yelling at them, and you're feeling for it because you're like, this is wrong, like this is just a little boy and a little girl. But the way that it's like warped in your head is like, if everyone was gay and it was bad to be straight, how the world would look. And it like really shows it to you in a way that is very palpable to you, because that's not the way the world is. And you're like, shit, that's kind of the way that the world is right now, but reversed.
Side note, you flirted with her all the time.
Miss Faye?
Yes. Yes.
I was just a huge flirt in high school. Period.
And that's where the spectrum is too. Like you always like.
Well, yeah, we used to get in arguments because you're like, you would never date a girl because and that's what makes you not bi. And I'm like, wait, but I'm not straight, because I would still kiss girls. I would still hook up with girls, and there's girls that wouldn't even do that.
And that was fucked up of me, because then number two, again, never tell anyone what they are or aren't. So that was a lesson for me. But also that's why I say, there's a spectrum for sure.
Well, that's why I say, I think I talked about it in the last podcast that I went on, where I'm romantically hetero-romantic, but I'm sexually bisexual. Where it's like I can see myself dating a guy, but I could never see myself dating a girl.
But you wouldn't mind, you would be into sleeping with a girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And any girl that I have done that with, any girl that I've been in that situation with, especially since I have a sister that's always talked about like girls that play games, I'm always like, listen, this is literally just games. This is literally just fun for me, and I'm not going to think about you in a romantic way. I'm not going to want to get coffee tomorrow. Like, we can be friends, and I can still 100% be friends with you.
Yeah.
But this is never going to be something where we're going to be girlfriend and girlfriend. That's just not where my sexual preference is.
And that's really great of you, because I've definitely, and like have been in spots where I'm like really getting into someone and they're having a good old time. Like, I think I'm kind of cute. So like, and like we're having a good time and they're enjoying it for sure. But then, you get to that moment where feelings are starting to get involved, and then they just aren't able to reciprocate those feelings. And they're like, no, I like you so much. Like, it's so much fun and like all this different stuff. But then they're like, but no, I don't want to, go that far down that road or just in whatever like that,
Yeah.
My first girlfriend, though, is very much in the closet and tried to pull me back into it. And for a hot minute, for a second, maybe I did kind of play off like who I really was. But at a certain point, I was just like, fuck this. Like, you're either with me or you're not,
Yeah.
I'm not going to push you to do anything, but I ain't going back in the closet for you.
How do you feel like growing up being in modeling like very heavily, where you are a girl and every romantic thing is you and a girl? You actually know you had that thing when you were 16 where they had you kiss a girl.
Yeah, I love that.
Of course you did. But that was actually so wild. That's in the UK, of course. It was not America. But how do you feel like modeling kind of shifted whether you could be fully who you are or not?
Oh yeah, I definitely think it allowed me to, for sure. Also, it's like a whole different topic, but growing up, there was obviously different things with race. And no matter what, this is just truth, they would always make the Caucasian girl more girly. And me being the ethnic girl, which there are many shades in the book, but I was always the girl of color. Yeah. But, they would always make me, because I was ethnic, be more, sporty. So in a way, I like that, because I like being really girly too, but that always felt more comfortable. I also started out pretty young. So in a way too, like I wasn't in a short skirt. I was always in jeans, and I actually like that, and it fit me more. So that's a side note, but in general, it's a lot of gay people in general in the fashion industry. And it really did allow me to feel like I was completely myself in a lot of ways. And I mean, once again, everyone's different, but if anything, like if I was on set and I was just talking about, me and my girlfriend or some shit like that, the fashion
normal.
world is very tied to the gay world, and it was normal. And if anything, it was like, yes, like.
It's like, oh, she got a girlfriend. We thought you were straight, honey.
Yeah, literally. And most people do think I'm straight, anytime I walk in a room, and that's why I'm very proud of who I am. So I do, you know, some people don't want to, you know, wear clothes or different things that make you think any type of way. But if I see a fucking rainbow at Target, a mug, a blanket, anything, a pillow, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get that. I just got a neon sign that literally is like fluid as fuck. I think I got, or gay as fuck. Oh my God, that's and I'm so like, cute. That's going in my living room.
I saw you have a rainbow pillow now.
I've had that rainbow pillow forever.
Really?
Yeah, you just never come in my room.
That is not true.
It's true.
I didn't even see it on your story.
Tori walks in my room, she's like, that she would want everyone to come to your damn room.
That's because I'm just always in there.
Oh, yeah. Anyways. No, yeah, I'm obsessed with like anything rainbow, anything, you know, that shows, like, I'm proud of the community that I'm in, you know.
Do you feel like you try harder to show that you are in the community because you don't stereotypically look like someone that would be in the community?
Maybe. I would hope that I feel like
people think I look straight. Let me wear a rainbow shirt.
Maybe. I don't know if like, but then it's so fucked up that we even have to go into that place of like that I don't look like it. Mm-hmm. Like
I'm just talking about stereotypically. Yeah, clearly we don't give a fuck. But like in society, 80 point whatever % of the time, if someone saw you in a cocktail dress and heels out at an event, they would not think that you were a queer woman.
Yeah. I probably do because like I said, I am very proud. So in general, I gravitate towards like showing that and getting things that show that, for sure. I love that.
Do you feel like you have explored the community as much in LA as I know that you want to?
No, not at all. But it's also because I am antisocial in a lot of ways. And majority of the people, which I already think since moving out, I've definitely been like venturing out more with like people in a way that are more, or my people, but not that I'm like a lazy social person, but in some ways I am. Like, I'm very fine with when I was living here, you know, you inviting people over, like just people being in and out, and it was already a lot of people to start with. Mm-hmm. But now not living with a bunch of people, I'm like, okay, I need to venture out. And like, it's been great because I'm like, okay, I can find my people and fun new situations that I wouldn't have done because I just had, you know, everyone at my fingertips here.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think that. It's crazy. And this is where like social media and being online and having like online friends, because a lot of, you know, my friends that are in the community or the support that I get is online, or it's talking to people that DM me because they know me from the show, you know, or that's literally where so many people are like, I'm going through this, or I don't know how to come out, or like I did come out and people,
it went this way or it went
that
way.
So I definitely in person want to venture out more, but I am a little bit of, you know, a homebody now in a way too. Because I'm just like, I'm trying to center myself. Like, I'm a Pisces bitch. Like, if there's too much energy around me, it literally depletes me and I feel dead for like 2 days. Like, if I go to a party, and it's even why I think Pisces drink so much, is because they're trying to like get through all the energy.
Well, that's what I think. I think that you personally have not built your energetic blocks because you are so scared of anything in the metaphysical world that you literally, like, imagine if you went to a party and you could be like, okay, like, I'm putting up my energetic shield, and then you kept your energy to yourself. But when you don't like think about those things and you just kind of throw yourself into a party and then you drink, which is another thing that lowers your energetic field and your defenses, that you're just drunk so you don't realize it, but you still feel like shit the next day. You probably have an energetic hangover on top of your alcoholic hangover.
Yeah. And then there's anxiety hangover from from also what the fuck did I do? But no, I mean, I definitely could do a better job of trying to do that because, and yeah, that's why when people say to me too, they're like, when I'm like, I'm antisocial or I'm really shy, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, that's because you met Lit Kyra.
Literally. You met Megan.
You met Megan. Megan used to be angry, though. That's my drunk name.
Megan used to be real angry.
She used to be a fucking bitch.
Megan, over time, has become just a fun drunk bitch, but Megan used to be real angry. Megan used to break plates. Megan used to...
Oh my God. You're putting me on blast.
Megan used to fight people.
Okay, no. I never laid my hands on anyone.
Not physically.
Yes.
But you would definitely be fighting up with your words.
Yes, but that's also because I was very unhappy for many reasons. But now I'm definitely more of a fun drunk. A happy drunk. Mommy said that to me the other day. I like hosted a housewarming thing at my house, and she was like, you're not an angry drunk anymore. And I was like, because I'm not an angry person anymore.
Well, that's at the end of the day. I feel like when people drink, all it does is take away the barrier of like what you should or shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
So you just act the way that you're actually feeling, and it takes
Yeah.
you to like a toddler state where you're just
Yeah.
like, I want cookies, and someone's like, no, and you're like, like,
Yeah. I remember if I did not like someone, and I feel like why so many of your friends would be like, I'm scared of her, because that did happen a
my
lot.
friends are
I would get lit, and if I genuinely did not like you because either you were treating my sister wrong or I just didn't fuck with your energy, I would literally just like sit in the room and be like,
and you would just
stare at
ask
them.
the most invasive questions.
Well, yeah,
The most invasive questions.
because
You'd be
also-
like, why did you come over to my sister's house?
well, yeah, because some of the guys were douches, and also me
I feel
being
like even girls though, you would just you would just ask, like it was like a little sister thing where you would just ask these like pointed
Yeah.
questions.
Well, I'm also a very curious person. Like, you would think that I love reading books because I love hearing other people's stories. Jupiter, you're so
Jupiter.
annoying.
This is my dog, by the way, in the background. If Casey can't cut this out, or if you hear him because we're talking and he's wailing in the background, SOS, it's my Chihuahua.
But no, you were always like the person that was very like accepting of everyone, but not in the way of like if you were a douche, like you accepted douches. So I would be
Because
like,
at the end
I
of
don't
the day,
fuck with
like,
you.
That was back when I didn't think that trauma was for everyone. I thought that certain people had more trauma, and that is what made them more assholes, and all they just needed was more love and someone that cared about them, and they wouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
But I had to learn you cannot save every puppy in the kennel, and people only change and grow and evolve and treat you well when they feel like they want to, and you can be the most amazing friend to someone, but at the end of the day, if they don't love themselves properly and they don't want to be a good friend back, there's no amount of good friend that you can be to change that about them.
Well, that's why I called myself Big Little Sister, because I did not have that philosophy. I did not. I'm definitely more. I have a lot of, empathy for people for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been like the kid that, if there's a kid in class that is
Gets picked on.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck all of you. Like,
Yeah.
I hate you all, and now I'm not going to hang out with you guys, and I'm hanging out with this person. But no, I get what you're saying, but I definitely had to like talk some motherfuckers, off, because don't disrespect
100%.
my sister, bitch.
Well, I definitely was a pushover and had to grow a much thicker skin as
Yeah, but now
I grew up.
You're mean sometimes.
Yeah,
now.
now.
You went from like there to there.
Well, it was like when I was on that side of being a pushover, like I'm very all or nothing. You know
Yeah.
me, like there's no way in the world I can be like, oh, I'm just gonna like stand up for myself this time. Like, no, I'm either standing up for myself from here on, or I'm not standing up for myself.
Bitch went 0 to 100, literally.
Real quick.
I'm like, damn, you don't have to go that hard, Tori.
Well, that also comes from
My
trauma.
feelings are hurt now.
That also comes from some trauma. I went through some trauma.
Bitch, put your ass in therapy.
I did do some therapy.
Do some more. I need therapy too. Everyone needs therapy.
Everyone. I feel like everyone
Go to therapy.
needs to also do some chakra healing and
I know about all that.
some spiritual awareness.
You see the TikTok where the girl's like literally doing like this thing to like his body, and he's like,
No.
people are taking it far.
I mean, there's a lot of shit to like
Release?
in that world. Yeah, it's just I feel like people are like being more open about showing what they do now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's definitely not a new thing. Witchcraft is not new. Like
No, I'm definitely spiritual,
the
but
metaphysical is not new.
I can't get into crystals. I can't. I don't understand.
That's because you have your blocks up.
I have my blocks up, I guess.
You don't want to talk about how you see shit.
Girl, we're not good. That's not.
That's
this
what
is
I'm
about.
saying. I'm like, I'm like, you want to talk about energetic blocks and stuff?
Nah, you're gonna make me sound crazy.
I sound crazy. I don't give a fuck.
That's you.
I'm all about crystals. The only reason you have crystals on your wrists is because of me.
I know. This was so cute. In Vegas, you're like, I may not be with you sometimes, but wear this bracelet and I will be with you.
Yeah.
You were drunk and I was drunk, and we were like, oh my god, so
Literally.
cute, big sister, little sister.
I'm just always trying to remind you to ground yourself, honestly.
You too, homie. Flying by the seat of your pants.
Yes, but I like it that way.
Yeah, I don't.
You're like, ah.
I have really grown the fuck up, and now having my own space, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely like more situated and have a schedule and like, do the
Personing.
things.
Adulting.
Adulting, yeah.
So, are there any new projects that you have coming up that you can speak about that you would like to speak about?
No, that's the thing. Like,
I think we need a beep.
No, that's the thing. I was stressing myself out last week of like, what is next? I have some things that I'm really excited about that I can't talk about because of like contracts and shit. But besides like my own new projects, yeah, I'm kind of, I don't even want to use the word lost, but I'm just in a transition phase, which is growth and trying to really figure out and hone in on like what I want to do, you know? So if y'all are in the same boat and you don't really know what the next step is, like that's okay too. Like ride the wave of the unknown and don't freak yourself out too much. But it's New Year. It's a new year, you know? So I'm trying to figure that out for sure, but I'm not going to stress myself out about it. But I don't really fucking know to answer your question.
Well, that is perfect. We are all at different phases of our life, and whatever phase you're at is where you're supposed to fucking be. But thank you guys so much for watching Tea with Tori.
I love you.
Thank you to my baby sister, Kyra Green. You can find her at Kyra212 Green online. I'm Tori212 Green, or if you're looking for the podcast, it's Tea with Tori Podcast. Yeah, if you're listening to this, please download it, give it a 5-star review if you're watching, like, comment, subscribe, share. We will see you later.
Bye, bitches.
The tea's been spilled.